kamalayan sa mga isyong napapanahon. Makisangkot at makiisa kasama ang simbahang lingkod ng bayan. Ang Socio-Political Apostolate ng Kapisanan ni Jesus. Ito ang Kwentuhang Bayan mula alas 11 ng umaga tuwing Biyernes dito lang sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Dahil naniniwala kami na posible ang isang mas mabuting lipunan at maaari itong simulan sa isang kwentuhan. Mamangha sa lalim at ganda ng ating kultura at tiwang makabayan, sa mga salita at pahina, sa tulong ng mga guro at manunulat ng panitikang Pilipino. Halina't tuklasin ang yaman ng ating panitikan, ang pamana ng ating lahi. Kasama si Binibining Andrea Trinidad, Ginoong Jethro Tenorio at Ginoong Yol Hamendang ng Kagawaran ng Filipino ng Pamantasang Ateneo de Manila. Ito ang Sari-Sari, ang Catholic Mass Media Awards Special Citation Awardee para sa pinakamagaling na palatuntunang pang-edukasyon sa radyo. Dito sa Radyo Katipunan, 87.9 FM.
Facts. Here's Max.
And we're back. So we had some weird technical difficulties, so we will just pick up where we left off. So Bradley, origin story of being a filmmaker. Let's start with what got you interested.
What got me interested with filmmaking? I started my journey sa filmmaking was when I was in senior high school.
Okay.
Wala talaga akong plan mag-filmmaking before because what I wanted to do was to act. I really wanted to be an actor before, but then I had this crush who was like really into filmmaking, so I got into filmmaking because of that. I studied how to like shoot with the camera, like write scripts because of that. It started with that, but as I go on with my journey, I started falling in love with the art form. Kasi parang with filmmaking, you create worlds, you build worlds, you reflect reality. I know it's kind of like cliche poetic, but that's how I really feel with filmmaking. So until now, yun talaga yung nagpo-push sa akin. So
That's
ayun.
really how it is. Like, I think that's a human experience. That's how a person really falls in love with their craft. And in a sense, I really believe that people are called to do things. And like, that's the perfect way of actually finding your calling. And also, since your crush kind of led you to it, that's like material for like a rom-com somewhere down the road. So
Definitely.
now,
I made a film about it.
okay.
So yeah.
Which one?
It was my coming out short film, which is The Love Within Godly Hour. It was really dedicated for that person. So yeah.
Nice. And where can we watch these films? Because when I look at your website, it's just you can request, right, for screenings.
Yeah.
But like as a viewer, like where can you see these? Like for casual watching.
With Love Within Godly Hour, it's available on Flix. It's the resident
Okay.
streaming site of Film Development Council of the Philippines. Kasi when we made it, it was supported by the FDCP. So you can watch it there. It's a 5-minute short film about me coming out. So yeah,
All
I
right.
hope you. Yeah.
Things to add to the watch list. So now,
Yeah.
we already talked about Isabel Sandoval, but who else would you say are your influences growing up as a filmmaker?
Yeah. When I was growing up, sabi ko nga kanina na parang I wasn't really that interested into films. So parang recent lang din talaga ako nagkaroon ng interest with film college years. But when I am like studying like world cinema, for me, what got my attention was Chiming Liang's films. He's this filmmaker who makes slow burn films of people walking streets, like capturing loneliness amidst
Interesting.
the like the urban spaces, and it was really kind of poetic. I didn't really know na you could make a film about people walking and make it cinematic and relatable in some way. So definitely Chiming Liang is one of my inspirations. Locally, ang pinaka-inspiration ko growing up as a filmmaker is Direk Carlo Catu. Uh, I really love his film Kung Paano Hinihintay ang Dapit Hapon. So he's one of my mentors now, and
Nice,
I
nice.
just really loved his films. So ayun.
Nice. That's quite the mix. So now tell us about Yatu. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, yeah. So sabi ko nga kanina na parang I mentor I'm currently mentored by Direk Carlo Catu. So
Mm-hmm.
Yatu is his production company. It's a production company that tawag dito, really focuses on telling more regional stories.
Okay.
Queer man yan or
Mhm.
human experience, basta regional. So yeah, so that's what Yatu is all about.
When you
Yeah,
say
getting this.
regional, yeah, sorry. When you say regional stories, what exactly does that mean? Because I'm getting that it doesn't mean like regional, like place to place. So what does
Yeah,
a regional film mean? What is a regional filmmaker and how does someone become that?
yeah. It varies eh. Kasi parang
Mm-hmm.
a regional filmmaker, some in sige, let's look at it in the Philippine perspective.
Okay.
A regional film comes from films from the region. That's
All
what it
right.
is. Films from the region, from where you're from. Films that are not commonly seen on the mainstream consciousness. Stories, not stories that isn't about the like Imperial Manila. So it's
Mm-hmm.
stories that comes from different parts of the Philippines. So
Okay.
ayun.
Okay. Interesting. So now we're getting to know you a bit better. So you mentioned you had a degree in performing arts. You wanted to be an actor. It wasn't in your plans to be a filmmaker. But how does your performing arts major like help you with filmmaking? And I guess to bring this a step further, how would you say acting helps you become a better director? Or how does being a director make you a better actor?
That's a very good question, ano? Kasi
Thanks.
with performing arts, we were taught how to really work with actors.
Right.
That's our main. That's what's really our main like pinag-aaralan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it really helped me in terms of directing. Kasi when we look at filmmaking, akala natin it's more of like a technical aspect,
Right.
eh, like
That's
like like
true.
the
Mm-hmm.
cinematography, like the editing.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that, when you're at this on the set, there's this like it's a different art form, directing
Mm-hmm.
actors than directing like let's say the camera or the edit. It's a different thing, and you're dealing with human emotions, like
Yes, yes.
so you have to like try different uh what do you call this different techniques to really bring out uh what you want
Of course, of
doon
course.
sa character. So parang it really helped me my degree in performing arts to really connect with the actors
Right,
kasi
right,
ako
right.
as a director I'm more of like an actor director, so parang
Yeah.
I really empathize with my actors, what
Mhm.
makes the actors like. I often ask them like what do you think this character is, who he is, who she is, what's her motivation. I really love to collaborate with my actors, and yeah, I really help it my degree really helped me with communicating with them. So
Right,
ayun.
because you understand how it is to be an actor as well. So now that you're talking about like how as a director you like to collaborate with your actors. So where do you find the balance between what you want to do as a director and what they want to do as an actor, especially when it doesn't line up?
Mhm. Ako ano talaga eh, pakikinig,
All
listening with
right.
your
Okay.
actors and
Listening to your actors.
ako whenever I have like before ako mag-shoot, I make sure na makakausap ko muna yung
That's
actors.
good. Mhm.
Like, oo, I really wanted to talk to them, like not just in a professional setting, let's say, in like alam mo yun, na parang jive kayo to
Yeah,
really
you
get
want to break the ice first and know them as people.
yes.
Yeah, I get
Yes,
that.
definitely. Kasi
Mm-hmm.
it's really hard like to work with lalo na kung yung mga lalo na yung mga piyesa ko, it's more of like a personal thing. All of my
Yes,
films are
that's
kind of
true.
like personal. So
Mm-hmm.
parang I'm bearing my heart out here. So I want to know you
That's
like
right.
as a person first. And then after that let's see how your personality aligns with the character or how or
Right.
parang doon with that after that conversation tsaka kami nag-move into like more of like a professional talk na parang okay, what
Okay,
do you think
okay.
about the character, ganyan ganyan. So parang when you sit down on a script read and when you ask your actors what they think of the character, you
Mm-hmm.
listen. You
Yeah,
listen
okay, that's good.
and listen to it. Na parang kasi syempre they are their own artists.
Of
They have
course.
their own
Mm-hmm.
opinions
It's their
and they
craft
are
also. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a craft also. So you respect that craft. So parang
Right.
with that, you after that, you discuss, ganyan, ganyan. Ah, okay, ganito niya nakikita yung character. And ako naman, ganito yung nakikita ko sa character, but it's another perspective. So how can we meet at the ano? So it's a discussion. It's a different discussion on how
Right.
we meet at the middle. So, ayun po.
That's nice. So now, from being an actor director, you are also a writer director. I mean, like most of your like short films, you're literally multiple credited. You have directing and then you have writing. So what's it like to work two different roles on the same film? And I guess how does writing your own scripts also help you deliver the vision as a director?
Mhm. Actually for me, minsan when for example, I'm the writer-director of the film,
Mm-hmm.
minsan hinihiwalay ko sila. Like
Oh, okay.
I
So you
minsan, yeah, minsan,
compartmentalize. All right.
yes, na parang
Mm-hmm.
I have like a writer Brady and a director Brady. So when I first
That's
start with
hard.
the project,
Yeah.
so parang ako muna nasa writer's mindset. Like parang
Okay. Mm-hmm.
how can I tell this story? Ganyan, ganyan. How can I, like, without the budget restraint, without the, ano muna,
Yeah.
how can, doon lang muna ako, how can I tell this story? But at the same time, it's a process talaga eh, na parang you really like, you have these two hats and you really, chuk, chuk, chuk. So parang with the director side naman, dun mo na, when you look at the script, dun mo titignan, okay, medyo mahal ito at medyo mahirap itong amount. So
Yeah.
parang, sige, balik tayo sa writer's project, let's discuss it with him, let's say
Yes.
ganyan. So parang ganun ko siya inaano, kasi mahirap eh, mahirap for
Yes,
me
it
at
is.
least for
Yeah.
me, mahirap na pinagsasabay mo agad sila, na parang
Mhm,
ako
okay.
naniniwala ako na parang just let it out first before ipanganak
Alright.
mo muna siya bago mo siya bihisan, paliguan. Kasi you need to expect na your first draft or the first thing that comes out of you is a total wreck. You have to
Yeah.
accept that and you just have to trust the process na you have time. Nabihisan siya, napaliguan siya. So parang ayun. I hope it makes sense. I
But
hope it
no,
makes
that does
sense.
make sense. That does make sense. And you actually provided a visual that I think summed it up pretty well because usually the first draft is always the messiest but the most ambitious. And then it's up
Definitely.
to like you and your team to make it realistic, to make it doable, and to still make it like the film you want to make. So that is actually a very interesting way of putting it. Now, since we're on the topic of like your films, your writing, and how you mentioned earlier that your films are very personal, very emotional. So you, as the writer naman, let's remove
Ah,
director Bradley first. As the writer, you make yourself very vulnerable with how personal these stories are. Do you ever draw a line? Like, is there a boundary as to what you can share in your short films and what you keep to yourself?
definitely, definitely. Kasi
Mm-hmm.
parang, though it's a personal thing, but
Yeah.
makikita siya ng mga tao eh. So parang,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you filter out, you try to filter out as much as possible, like sensitive details about their
Right, right.
personal ano. So what I do is I like mask my personal story within the story.
Mm-hmm.
So yung mga stories na inilalabas ko, though it's personal, it's just like a reflection
Right.
of
Okay.
my experiences. So it's not like fully, ito yung na-experience ko. It's not like that. May filter, may binhisan, pinaliguan na rin siya in a way to make it presentable sa mga tao. But kasi alam naman natin na parang personal stories
Yes.
are there. Ang buhay, wala namang naratibo yan eh. Na parang kalat-kalat yan eh. So parang with the films, you just try and you see it in a big picture and take whatever you can take and leave
Right.
whatever you need to leave. So parang ganun
Okay.
yung proseso ko when it comes to like stories that are personal to me. Ayun.
All right. So, as we said earlier, you've had a lot of short films winning awards in various shows. So, apart from like these awards, apart from audience reception, how do you know that the movie you've made is good? Like, when are you satisfied with it?
Mm. It's a kind of a tricky question kasi as a filmmaker, madalas mahirap akong masatisfy with my own works.
Of
Kasi
course,
parang
because
you
it's
have,
something you made. Yeah.
yeah, di ba? Na parang you
Yeah.
get so critical with it na parang, ay, meron pang magagawa eh. Na parang kaya pa siyang i-edit, kaya pa siyang pagandahin, kaya pang paanuhin, linisin. But at at some point, you have to like tell yourself na parang, okay, this is enough. Na parang, ito
Right.
na
You have
yon.
to let
This
it
is the
go.
final cut. This is it. Okay
Nice.
siya. Na no matter kung ano man yung nasa utak mo, okay siya. But then
Right.
again, with the question na parang, tawag dito? What's the question again? I'm so sorry, medyo na.
When are you finally satisfied with the film you made? Like,
Yeah, ayun.
when?
That's
Yeah.
that's a good question. So ako, yun nga, sabi ko mahirap ako masatisfy. But then again, kapag alam kong naikwento ko yung dapat kong ikwento, parang after all, filmmaking is about storytelling eh. Na
Of
parang
course.
when alam ko sa sarili ko na nakam across ko yung mensahe na gusto kong iparating sa mga tao, I think that's when I like realized na okay, I did a good thing. This is it.
All right. When it's
I did my best. Yeah.
okay.
Ayun, yun siya.
Yeah. So,
And it resonated. And
yeah.
it resonated with
Of
people.
course.
Ayun.
Okay. So, before we head into what it's like to join like film labs and fellowships, you as a student filmmaker and now a graduate, what's one thing that you feel like student filmmakers tend to overlook? So that they
Mm.
remember it. If somebody sees this interview and it saves them in their midterms or finals, what is that one thing?
One word. Sound. That's like,
Sound. Okay.
yeah, that's kasi sakit ko din yan when I was a student. I'm still like a beginner filmmaker, but nagagawa ko pa rin naman siya minsan. Pero sakit natin siya as na parang we focus more on the visual. Parang
Yeah.
okay, maganda
Yeah.
yung visual niya, but the sound it makes a huge difference.
It
Like,
does. It can make or
diba?
break for real. Yeah.
Definitely, 'di ba? Na parang ang ganda nun, ang ganda nun. Your ears are more likely to be
There.
offended, 'di ba? 'Di ba? Na parang nafo-forgive natin yung bad like visual. For example, nanonood nga tayo ng like mga found footages film and we enjoy it
Yeah.
because it has like a good sound
I
design.
agree.
'Di ba? Na parang it immerses you. Like so
Right,
ayun,
right.
sound talaga. So
Yeah,
ayun.
definitely. And it becomes a more difficult watch when the sound isn't good. And then like yeah, here as Teo said in our Zoom chat, for those who want to know, he said your ears are more likely to be offended first before your eyes. And that is true. Like with films, like student films, and even some vloggers I've spoken to have said the exact same thing. You have to make sure
Yeah.
that the sound's good. You can forgive some shaky shots, some misaligned frames, but the sound has to be perfect. So,
Yes, kasi siya
okay.
mabilis mo siyang mapi-pick up na parang
Right.
okay, it breaks your attention. So
It
yeah.
does. So, okay, now let's move forward. So, before we talk about your current project and experience, what's it like for young filmmakers putting their stories out there through film labs and story fellowship labs? Especially someone like you who's joined so many, it's brought you very far. So, what's it like and why is it important?
Actually, the whole experience, as a first timer, it's kind of overwhelming
I'm sure.
kasi you get to like meet filmmakers that are more established. So parang you're trying to get your film into like these labs with all of these filmmakers that really knows what they're doing, and you're just there like So parang it's really intimidating, but at the same time it's really helpful kasi when you have like a project and people have the chance to look at it and to really like see it and
Mm-hmm.
give comments to it, it really
For
helps. It
sure.
really helps. Kasi it gives you like another perspective eh. For
Mm-hmm.
example, like like mga project labs, film labs, sobrang laking tulong niya in terms of project development kasi you really get to um develop your films in a way na hindi mo pa nakikita before you join the lab.
Right, right.
It was kind of like a really life-changing experience in terms of like career-wise, ganon.
So
So ayun.
by project development, do you mean like the other side of filmmaking? So we're removing the artistic side of it and more of the business side of it.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Okay, okay. That's nice. So
Yeah, it's ano eh. Yeah.
yeah. No, you first.
Oo.
It's okay.
Yeah. Parang ano
Mm.
siya, parang siyang it's a different thing eh. When you paano ko siya explain? There are different stages. For example, if
Mm-hmm.
if, if you wanna like get your film out there with producers who want your film funded, there are a lot of stages that you can go through. The
Right,
first of it
right.
is like the project labs,
Mm-hmm.
film labs, project labs, film labs. These are the types of film labs that helps you develop your film.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, creatively, like writing, ganyan. So parang they talk about your film, they workshop your material. Then after, when you feel like you're ready, that this is it, this is the final draft. Then you move on to like more project markets naman. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a
Mm-hmm.
different side of like, it's a different side of filmmaking because it's all business. Na you really have to, kailangan mong ibenta yung sarili mo and your film, kailangan mong ibenta lahat. And yun yung medyo exhausting. Yun yung medyo exhausting kasi you really need to have like enough social battery to
For
push
sure.
through.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm sure
so
you really learn a lot from that. So I guess for like the student filmmakers in Com, especially in Ateneo, we're really encouraged to like submit the short films we make to like different festivals, different workshops like this, different like avenues. So for someone who might be a bit scared to do that, because it does seem a bit scary. Like you're giving your film to these professionals. It can be very intimidating, very daunting. So for you, as someone who has done it so many times, how do you shake that feeling of fear off?
ako, nandun ako sa mindset na just do it. Alam mo
Just
yun?
do
Like
it. Just
parang,
do it.
just do it.
Nike, just do it. Okay.
Pass it. Oo, Nike, just pass it. Kasi
Mm-hmm.
ano yan eh, na parang when you kapag nandoon ka na sa mismong lab, it's a very life-changing experience kasi
I'm
all of the
sure.
people
Mm-hmm.
there are there to really help you make a better film. They are not there to like push you down no matter what, ano mang nasa utak mo. Hindi eh, na parang it's a safe space to really explore what
Okay.
your project could be. And it's ayun, ganun siya. It's a really, it's a safe space. It's a safe space. So
Okay.
parang pag pumasok ka doon, you really need to know na parang don't take it personally, ganyan, na parang
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
to separate your project with yourself. Not just
Mm-hmm.
because they don't like your project or there are a lot of things that has to like
Yeah, that you have to
develop with your
change.
project. Yeah, you could
Mm-hmm.
change that and it doesn't like really, alam mo yun, na parang it doesn't
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
reflect your value as a filmmaker or as an artist. So, ganun siya, ganun siya. I hope
Okay.
may meaningful ako nasabi. So, ayun.
Don't worry, it made sense. And I'm sure like if someone comes across it, they're like, okay, it's like a step towards bravery that they need to just do it, to just get it out there. So on that
Yeah.
note, recently you did the pitch workshop and everything for Directors Guild of the Philippines and the Film Development Council. So can you tell us what you did in this pitch workshop? Like just add to the things that you said and also like personally, like not being Bradley the director or the writer, but Bradley the person.
Ah.
How was it? How was the experience like?
It was really intimidating. It was really intimidating
Yeah.
because sabi ko nga kanina na parang you get butt heads with filmmakers that are more established.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely there's some fear doon sa like experience na yon. But at the same time, pag pumasok ka doon, you just have to trust your project. Kasi there's a reason eh, na parang, di ba, parang there's a reason kung ba't ka man din pumasok doon. And ayun, I guess it was really kind of intimidating, but it was fun. The pitch workshop ano siya, tawag dito, 'di ba parang when you like kapag nasa project markets ka,
Yeah, yeah.
ipapa-pitch sa'yo yung mga films, 'di ba? So
Mhm.
parang there are different types of like minsan minsan may 1 minute, minsan may 3 minutes, minsan may 7 minutes. So with the DGPI film pitch, it was kind of like a 3-minute pitch. So parang you have
Mhm.
to tell your story in like three
Everything in
minutes.
3
So
minutes.
parang
Wow.
paano yun? Like
Yeah.
the intention, the treatment, all of it, kailangan 3 minutes. So parang it was kind of challenging thing to do, but ayun, it was fun. It was really fun. Tinuruan kami kung paano namin i-re-refine yung 3-minute pitches namin
Mhm,
before
mhm.
we get to like pitch in front of producers. So ayun, it was really ayun.
Yeah, that kind of brought me back to our film classes in Ateneo. We were also told like, okay, so you have a minute to pitch, elevator pitch, and like the 3 minutes also. And it brought me back to pre-COVID times for
'Di ba?
a bit.
Ang
I was
hirap
like,
'no,
oh
ang hirap
wow.
'no?
Yeah. Because it's like you're defending your semester's work at the time for us. It was semester. You're defending your semester's work in 3 minutes. Like what it took you to do in 3 months, you have to talk about in 3 minutes. So
In
it
3 minutes.
is very challenging. So we know that you won. You won several prizes in this pitch. You won funding. So tell us about this film, or at least what you can share about it first.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a short film.
Mm-hmm.
So yung pinasa ko, it's entitled Cadaver. It's a story of an old gay mortician who is
Mm-hmm.
forced to embalm his dead lover's body, requested specifically nung previous wife, nung partner niya. So
Mm-hmm.
parang with that in mind, he has to now choose to either uh embalm the body or and give up the body or steal it. So parang it's
Oh,
kind of
okay. So
like
it's dark.
medyo it's a social drama na parang
A
it it,
social.
it talks about the lack of queer people ng right to have a legal right to their partner
Mm-hmm.
kasi 'di ba parang alam naman natin sa Pilipinas we don't have like a civil union for same sex.
Mm-hmm.
So parang it's all about that. It's all about the struggles of queer people not having enough like right na ilibing yung mga
All right.
minamahal nila. So it was all about
So okay, based on what I understand, the I don't know, DGPI and FDCP will play a role in developing this further based on like the events of the pitch and like your lessons with them. So from here on out, how are they going to help you develop this short film?
Uh, with the ano naman, with the DGPI FDCP film pitch, it's more of like an industry gathering. So what
Right,
we
right.
did is that uh we presented our film to film producers and then the film producers will try and support us financially. So parang
Oh, okay.
with it's a financial help doon naman sa DGPI na
Right, okay.
yeah,
So that should encourage like student filmmakers as well to try for like pitches and projects like this, because
definitely.
that was always like our issue. Like I remember when we were studying, it's always like, okay, we want to do this, we can
Mhm.
do this, the school will provide this, now
Oo,
funding. So that's
yeah.
always like something that we talk about. And I saw some of your pictures from this workshop, and I saw Miss Tanya Yuson was there. She was also one of our guests last year for Trece. So it's like, wow, small world. So I'm sure.
Definitely.
Right, right. And I'm sure you learned a lot more. So, okay. Now, with all of these film labs, all these workshops, contests, films that you won, there's so many. Like looking at your website, the list is already pretty long and you're so young. How does it feel? Like every time you win something, every time you're awarded something, does it ever get old, or do you still get like really excited about it?
Definitely, definitely. I get really excited about it kasi parang it is months of hard work and finally you
Mm-hmm.
got
Mm-hmm.
to like a validation. It's more of like a
Right.
validation. But at the same time, parang it pushes you na okay, you're doing something right with this material, with this ano kasi it gets recognized in a way. So parang it's kind of not just it's a validation on your storytelling na parang
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that the things that you wanna tell is worth telling. So
Yeah. That
nandun
I'm
ako na
sure.
parang it makes you push through to ako kasi parang more of like ang center ng stories ko ay more of like queer story.
Yeah.
So parang ayun, I push through with queer stories. Ayun.
All right. And for me, the best part about like filmmaking is just like music. It could really uplift different voices from completely different sectors, just as you mentioned earlier. So it's nice to have a variety of these films now available. So next, let's go back to your process as a filmmaker again. And we know that like though short films, movies, TV series, sometimes when you watch them, everything seems perfect. It's like everything was well planned, well orchestrated. But we know that on set, it's not like this. Things happen, things get out of your control. So, how you as a filmmaker in your years of experience, what's one mistake that you made and how has it helped you grow? And to lighten things up as well, was there ever a happy accident that happened on set that stayed in a movie? Like an actor laughing or like someone tripping but it ended up being funny? Anything like that. So, two parts.
Okay. That's a very interesting question. The first question, the biggest mistake siguro na nagawa ko is not to plan enough. Like,
Not to
to
plan
not
enough.
do,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
pre-production. Kasi, before you shoot the film, for me at least for me, it's a really important, ayun yung natutunan ko na it's really important to like, have it, di naman like perfectly figure out kung ano yung i-shoot nyo. Pero, like, plan it as much as you can, na parang to the point na when you go to set, it's just, hindi ka na masyadong nagme-make ng super big decisions. Kasi nagawa mo
Okay.
na siya even before the shooting date. So the shooting date is just there to like, okay, ito na yon, battlefield, this is what we've planned. So parang ganyan. So ganun na siya. So parang ayun yung biggest mistake na nagawa ko before when I was like making my first films. Kasi akala ko dati na parang shooting a film is just that, about shooting a film. Na parang, okay, I have a camera, we have a mic, we have an actor, and we have a script. Shoot. It's a different thing na parang before ka dumaan doon sa proseso ng shoot, ang daming pinaplano. So ayun.
Okay, so all right. Now, what's one piece of advice or something that you say on set that has actually become quality life advice? So I'll give an example. I actually don't know if Alfred Hitchcock ever said this in real life, but I saw a movie where he told someone don't stray too close off frame because you might like get out of the shot. So technically that's like, yeah, that's movie advice. As an actor, you can't be too close to the edge of the frame. You will get out. You will get out. But he told it to somebody as life advice to keep them on track with what they wanted. So what's your piece of advice?
Mm, two things.
Two
I
things,
think two
okay.
things. The first thing is that no matter how you plan ahead, 'di ba sabi ko kanina,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
planning is like
Yeah.
it's a really, but no
Mm-hmm.
matter how you plan ahead, expect na sa shooting date or in life, there are, alam mo yon, there are things that will not go on your way. So you have to be
Oh
flexible.
yes.
You have to
Be
adapt.
flexible. Adapt.
Yeah, be flexible
Okay.
and adapt. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that ako naniniwala din ako with, ewan ko kay Sir Ricky Lee ko ata ito narinig or sa Trip to Quiapo book niya na parang ang buhay ay parang isang storya na
Mm-hmm.
kailangang paulit-ulit i-revise. Na parang I take comfort on that. Na
Yeah.
parang we make mistakes and then we learn from it. Na
Yeah.
parang kung ano yung nangyayari ngayon, it is what it is. And you
It
have
is
the
what it
chance.
is.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
it
is what it
is
is.
what it
And you have the
is.
chance to like move forward with what you wanna do. So ayun siya. I take comfort with those two things na parang be flexible and yun.
It is what it is. But if only we could revise our lives and be like, oh, I made a mistake there. If only we could
Definitely
undo
no,
it,
definitely.
right?
Pero it's more of like another draft na parang,
Yeah,
eh,
okay.
another
Okay,
draft. It's a completely new draft.
okay,
Gano'n.
that's a better way of looking at it because you can't
Ah,
ignore the fact that these previous drafts exist. So okay.
yeah.
Nice. That's good life advice. So all right. Now, let's change it up a bit. This time, filmmaker qualities naman. What's one quality you developed as a filmmaker that you can adapt to real life? So, you can't say anything about planning this time.
Okay,
But
okay.
anyway, go.
Ako, ang pinaka-important thing na natutunan ko and like parang kailangang taglayin, is that the
Mhm,
proper
mhm.
term ng isang filmmaker, is that learn how to be a human.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, kasi after all, parang filmmaking is all about human experience eh. Na parang
That's
you're
right.
talking about human experience. And how
Mhm.
can you talk about something so profound if you haven't like lived life? You know?
Hmm,
So parang
okay, interesting.
live it. Alam mo yun? Like know how to be a human and not just like like a human. Learn
Mhm,
how to be a
mhm.
good human.
Learn how to be a good human. All
Yeah,
right.
ako
Yeah.
yun talaga eh, na parang the most greatest artworks are come nagmumula from these people like have a pure intention
Right,
of
right.
in capturing
Mhm.
human emotions, human experiences. So ayun.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
no, that's very important. Like, don't disregard your very human feelings, and of course be a good person. Like, that's it's one of those pieces of advice that sounds cliche, but it actually always rings true. It always applies, and it's
Totoo.
very easily forgotten. So I think it's
Totoo.
something we need a constant reminder of. So okay, before we wrap up, before I ask you to drop your socials and share like your upcoming projects, where do you see yourself like in 5 years? I know fresh grads hate this question, but what I mean to say is, will we be seeing more films? Will we be seeing actor Bradley? Will we be seeing an actor directed by himself? What are some like
Favorite
projects you
Dola.
want to do?
Ako, that's a
This can be
very tough
hypothetical.
question.
This can be
Oo.
hypothetical. Like nothing you
Okay.
have on your slate yet, but
Okay.
things that you want to do.
Ako, things that I want to do is, yun
Mhm.
nga, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, live life, but and also make my first feature in the next 5 years. So my
Feature,
first
okay.
feature film. So kasi mostly I'm delving sa mga short films and it's a
Mhm.
different kind of beast and feature films are a different kind of beast. So I'm trying to learn how to like direct my first feature film. So definitely nandun ako ngayon. Ayun.
Right. Well, with the support system you have, I'm sure we'll see it take flight soon. So, okay, let's go to the near future. What are your upcoming projects, releases, things we should be watching out for in the near future?
Yeah, ayun, so parang right now, my current project is Cadaver, which is kung
Mhm.
ano yung shinare ko kanina na parang it's a social
Mhm.
drama about an
Mhm.
old gay mortician. So right now we're currently on the pre-production stage and development stage. So we're looking for additional funding doon sa pelikula.
Mhm.
But we plan to shoot it next year. So definitely ayun, yun yung pinagkakabalahan ko ngayon. But at the same time meron din kaming dinedevelop na anthology series which is Love in the Ungodly Hour. I made a short film Love in the Ungodly Hour and we turned it into a series. So
Oh,
parang
okay.
those two are yun yung mga tinatrabaho ko ngayon. So ayun.
Wow, so you're very busy. Okay, where can people find you? Where can people get in touch with you, especially like with the nature of your upcoming projects?
Mm. You can follow me on Instagram, BradleyJason0808, and on Facebook. And please follow our production Facebook something which is Yatu. Just search Yatu and under kasi siya ngayon ng Yatu yung Cadaver in Love and Godly Hour. So if you are interested to know more about our film or like interested to collaborate or interested to donate, you can go there and find more details about our film. So yeah.
All right. Now, I know I asked you for your movie and TV show recommendations earlier, but now, what's one movie or TV show before we go that you believe everyone needs to see? You can't say anything you
Hmm,
mentioned before. You can't say Lingua
okay.
Franca. You can't say
This is so
Community.
hard.
Nope. You have to give us something completely new because we need to build our watch lists.
Okay, top five
Oh, okay. That's a
films.
lot, but that's a lot.
Okay,
But okay,
top
fine,
five
fine. Top
films.
five. Top five. Quick fire.
Lady,
Go.
yeah, Lady Bird, Greta Gerwig.
I love Greta Gerwig.
Right?
I'm so excited for her Narnia. Like, I mean,
Same.
come on, Barbie,
Same.
Little Women, the
Yeah, and
Lady
she has
Bird.
like this. Yeah, she has a way of representing female stories on screen that is like so unique and so like
Super.
so human. So yeah,
Yes,
first of all,
amazing
Lady Bird,
storyteller. Yeah, Lady. Okay.
definitely. And the second, feeling ko magugustuhan
Mm-hmm.
to, Frances Ha. It's not directed by her, but she stars in it.
Oh, I haven't
Frances
seen
Ha.
this one yet, but I've heard
Yeah, and
about
it
this.
was
Yeah.
it's a really great film. It's a really great film. And then Luca Guadagnino's Bones and All.
Mm-hmm.
It's a body horror but sensual.
I
Timothy
cannot stand
Chalamet.
horror, but okay, go
Really,
off.
really, but it's
I
I
can't.
think
I
it's
can't.
not too gory.
I
Yeah,
can't
it's
do
not
I
too
can't
gory.
do gore. I can't do jump scares. Like I can't. For someone who loves Halloween, nope, I can't.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Medyo ano din ako niyan. So okay, tatanggalin ko na yung isa sa watch list.
Okay, okay.
I-recommend ko. Kasi I was about to recommend Titane by Julia to something. And it was like a really full-on body horror.
Oh my gosh, no, I cannot. Like
Yeah. So
okay, come
ayun.
on. You can do it. You can do it.
Um, oh my God, ano pa ba? Call Me by Your Name, but okay, Sound of Metal. Sound of Metal.
Oh,
It's a
what's that?
really great film. It's about the story of a drummer, a punk rock drummer na nabingi. So it's about his journey
Oh,
on
okay.
finding his place in
Oh,
this
okay.
world
That's
ngayong wala na
interesting.
yung pandinig niya. And it's a really great film. It's a really
No.
great film about dreams, losing your dreams and
Ah, yeah.
like moving on.
I'll look that up later.
Yeah,
So okay, last, just to challenge you further, TV show.
yeah. TV show. Oh my
TV show
God.
naman. One TV show.
Oh my God. Friends. Sorry.
Friends! I
Friends.
love Friends.
Friends. Definitely.
Yes,
It's on
Friends.
my
Mm-hmm.
constant like I'm
Of
constantly
course.
repeat. Yeah,
Yeah,
Friends.
yeah, Friends. My gosh, the
It's
first
it's a
time
it's my really comfort. A
it is.
comfort. A
It
comfort.
is a comfort show because it's light, it's happy. And even if people say that it is light and happy, there's
Yeah.
substance to it because of their friendship. I mean, come on, who wouldn't want to have friends like that, be in a
Yeah,
friend group
like
like
a
that?
friendship
It's
as close
fun.
as that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I remember the first time I watched it. I really like I think the first time I completed Friends, I started from the top and went all the way to the end, like maybe thrice. And I just had
Uh,
to like learn self-control after that because it's such a fun show to go to. So okay. I agree with that, Friends. So
yeah,
all
definitely.
right. All right.
Yeah,
Okay. So
yeah.
before we go, allow me to thank a few people first. So before we say goodbye to our audience and to our guest. Oh, wait, we have a comment pala. Sorry. So hello, Maria Victoria Edapanan. She's here every week. So thank you. Good afternoon and God bless you. We'll see you again next week. So now thank you to Teo for handling this broadcast. It was a challenging one from a technical point of view. Thank you to Ian for helping us get this episode together. He's living his best life in Spain right now. So when he sees this, hi. So don't miss out. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. My Twitter is Maxine Cruz _ and my Instagram is Hannah Maxine Cruz. That's H's in the beginning and two N's in the middle for Hannah. Now you can catch the replay of this episode on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM's Facebook page, YouTube, and Twitter live or X Live, I'm not sure what they call it now, which all go by at Radio Katipunan. So don't forget that you can also listen to this episode and many more as a podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts under the name New Wave. But most of all, thank you to our guest Bradley. Thank you for sharing your journey in filmmaking and wishing you the best for your future films. And one day we will see your feature film. So the floor is yours to say anything you want, say thank you, say goodbye, whatever you want to say. You got the time.
Yeah. Ayun, thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Kuya Ian, for setting this up. And of course, please support our upcoming film, Cadaver, and follow our social media pages, which is Yatu. We are on Facebook, Instagram, yeah, and YouTube, and we also have a YouTube, and I think we are about to have like a crowdfunding campaign soon. So we really need your support and help with that because I have been tawag dito, developing this film for quite a while now. So we really wanted to tell this story like super. So ayun. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me Ayun. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Once again, I'm Max, and when it comes to what's happening, I'll serve you the facts. And this has been New Wave. We'll see you all next week, and happy birthday to my mom. Everybody greet her. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention?
If it's entertainment you crave, catch us on New Wave, surfing through the latest on our shores.
New Wave.
Every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m.
New Wave.
See you